Hi, this is Miss Case. I realize that having 7 different learning management systems to keep track of for your child can be a little bit difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm making this video to help you navigate through what you might need for your child in order to make them the most successful. So on the screen right now, I have my Google Classroom, and it shows all of the classes that I have. Your child has one of these, period 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. I use Google Classroom as my virtual classroom. So students come into my class. That is their physical classroom. It's where, normally teachers pass out papers, the students work on the papers, and then they turn in the papers. I use Google Classroom very similarly as my virtual classroom. It's where I pass out my papers, where students complete their work, and where they turn in their work. So really Google Classroom is being used for assignment distribution, completion, grading, and sometimes I will post announcements as well. Similar to when at the beginning of class you might make an announcement to the whole class. One helpful part about Google Classroom is you can click up there at the 3 lines in the top left, and you can choose calendar. It will pop up with all of the due dates for your child's classes. They're color-coded based on the picture that your child's teacher chose. Excuse me. And you can go week to week as well. One thing I would like to mention is this is not like cumulative. It doesn't show everything. If a teacher forgets to put a due date, it's not going to show up here. But this is just a nice thing to look at, just to check in case they didn't write everything down in their agenda. Also, I'd like to mention that you may not access it on your own Gmail account. You're going to have to ask your child to log in or just have their login information. The other important part of my class is the class website, and here it is. It's also linked in 2 different places on Blackboard. I use it similar to Blackboard, and the reason I don't upload everything to Blackboard is because I make most of my stuff on Google, and Google Sites really works well with other Google products. So that's why I have a Google site instead of using Blackboard, and I just have it linked. So this first button is Assignments Quick Reference. This is really showing what is coming up. And this is most recent. And sometimes I'll link things. So if I linked a study guide in there, it'll either be an extra copy or it might even be the answers. What did I miss? This is the most specific breakdown of classes. So we'll just click on period 2. I haven't updated it yet today, but you'll notice all the dates are here at the bottom. I even have next week planned, but if I go ahead and click on here on a week that's finished already, we have the date, what I wanted to go over, any work that I assigned or they should be working on, any work that's due, and then what we actually did in class. So this column is kind of good for students that have been absent, or for you if you want to keep track of what your child's doing in class. Something over here kids were surprised to see. Obviously, I post these and these as well. I want to make sure that they are as successful as possible. This was posted, the quiz answers, obviously, the day we went over the quiz. If you scroll up, materials. These are the materials your child will be using throughout the entire school year. So at the bottom is the beginning of the school year. Hopefully they brought this stuff home. And as you scroll up, it gets closer to the present time. And it is separated by topic. So if you need extra copies, this is where you would find those. The videos are normally their homework. They have the guided notes that they watch the video along with. And the calendar is a little bit more long range for the assignments that might be coming up. They would not have a link. So the assignments quick reference are more kind of within the next week or 2, and there would be a link, whereas this is more long range with no links. Announcements aren't always posted. But I do have the feed for my text reminders if you don't subscribe to Remind text reminders. You can also subscribe to the post, so if I ever post something new, you would get notification of that. SOL prep, since our SOL covers 6th through 8th grade, sometimes that can be a daunting task to study for, so I've included these materials in case your child would like to start studying now. Thanks for listening. If you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to contact me at amcase@fcps.edu. Thanks. Have a great one.